Welcome back to Red vs. Blue episode summaries. Today, I'll be doing episode 28 in stereo where available. Simmons and Sarge turn on the Warthog radio to some random cowboy music after Simmons' request as they speed past Church, causing exhaust to blow in his face. The smoke from this, in addition to the explosion, causes Church to cough, which he questions the logistics of if ghosts don't have lungs, after already questioning who tried to blow him up with a grenade. Simmons and Sarge then drive down the hill, stunting in the air screaming yeehaw like true cowboys, passing Church again. This time, Simmons requests Sarge to stop as they hop out of the Warthog, appearing to have spotted Church. Simmons clarifies with Sarge, asking if he saw something weird. Sarge misinterprets the question, claiming he did when he was a small child, further elaborating that he saw a man who claimed to be his uncle do something extremely strange with a garden hose, implying Sarge had childhood trauma of some sort. Debating on if he wanted to hear anything that could scar him for life, Simmons swiftly cuts Sarge off, clarifying that he meant if Sarge saw anything weird just 5 seconds ago. Sarge awkwardly replies with, "Oh," leading Simmons to ask about Sarge's uncle now, due to pure curiosity. Sarge vaguely replies that he repeatedly tried to tell people that the guy wasn't his uncle, but they wouldn't listen. Seeing that Sarge was getting very distressed, he politely asked him if he wanted to talk in depth about the situation. In the same manner, he tried to console Griff on what he thought was his existential crisis back in episode 1. Sarge, coming back to his senses, embarrassingly replies for Simmons to get back in the Warthog as he does. Meanwhile, Tucker and Caboose had managed to cut Lopez off due to Lopez's small delay with Church, with Tucker instructing him to stop just as Church did, calling him hombre. Tucker then proudly stated to Caboose how his grenade plan worked, assuming it alone was enough to slow down Lopez, happily claiming that Church would be so impressed with him. Caboose essentially ignored Tucker's bragging, focusing on his excitement for Lopez to fix Sheila so the two of them could be together again, delusionally claiming Sheila would love him again, and this time for more than his stunning good looks, which he still did want Sheila to appreciate. Lopez's only reaction to Caboose and Tucker was pure disbelief, as he stated to himself how dumb the Blues were, calling them bastards. Despite talking in Spanish, it seemed Caboose's scary voice was able to give a somewhat reasonable response, stating, "Your soul is a cavern of lies." Lopez then assured Caboose and Tucker that although they had cornered him and won this round, he would make sure to end their reign of terror and avenge the Reds, presumably thinking that they were killed, since he hadn't seen them since he regained control of his body. This explains his newfound anger to the Blues. Tucker, shrugging Lopez's threats off as random nonsense, claimed that nobody cared for what Lopez had to say, and they just needed him to fix their tank. Lopez firmly declined, stating he would never work for his enemy, angrily beginning a rant based on old times, wishing for a pox illness on both their souls and house, presumably referencing the Spanish flu, stating how his people had suffered, but would soon see a new day, and the Blues would see a darkness. However, inside his mind, his programming overrides him, bringing up his 3 core objectives Sarge implemented, fixing everything, hating the orange one being Griff, and calling Mom more often. Tucker and Caboose, ignoring Lopez's annoying, cliché rant, began talking, with Tucker stating how he originally thought Church talked too much, but now he realized Lopez was on another level, not knowing he used to be mute. Tucker then asked Caboose if he thought kicking him in his switch would shut him up, with Caboose simply nervously stumbling over his words, suggesting to Tucker that they should be in the going of the running now, immediately clarifying, fast running, as he noticed Sarge and Simmons pull up in front of them in the Warthog. Tucker shouts, "Oh crap," when he realizes as well, just as Sarge tells Simmons to hold his fire, indicating that he had something else planned for the Blues rather than the Jeep's gun, stating it was payback time, with Simmons simply responding in agreement. Panicking, Tucker instructs Caboose to slowly and calmly back away with him, trying to convince himself to stay relaxed, but Caboose darts away as fast as possible, screaming, "Running time," much to Tucker's anger, who was insistent on being casual to not cause the Reds to make sudden moves, although he gave up on that now. Lopez taunts them as they run away, calling them cowardly dogs, proudly claiming he has won, calling himself great. Sarge and Simmons' idea of payback was to kill the Blues by running them down with the Warthog, and due to Lopez's still spray-painted armor, they thought he was a Blue, so they began driving towards him first, with Simmons instructing Sarge to aim for the middle where Lopez was standing. Lopez, not aware of his armor color, is in disbelief that he's being attacked by his own team, questioning to himself what's happening. As the Warthog is mere inches from Lopez, with Simmons screaming, "We got you now, you blue bastard!" Lopez shamefully states that the Reds leave him no choice, and blows up the Warthog with this command Sarge programmed in him, after a few seconds of beeping that Simmons took note of, although it was already too late by that point. Lopez apologizes to Sarge, calling him father, and Tucker and Caboose run over to him, with Tucker praising him excitedly, calling him Robot Dude. Caboose proudly states that he knew Lopez would save them, referencing how robots always like him, referencing how he said girls never liked him, further stating it was because of his awesome dancing. Lopez did not take in the Blues' praise, still depressed over the fact that from his point of view, the Reds had betrayed him for no reason. He was so depressed that he went on another rant, claiming that his spirit was broken and everything was lost, so the Blues could do whatever they wanted with him. Tucker, only hearing Spanish, nonchalantly dismisses Lopez's rant, simply asking him to fix their tank. Caboose, genuinely thinking robots liked him for his dancing for some reason, claims it's dancing time, hoping it would convince Lopez to accept their request. Lopez's reaction to the dancing is just to get more depressed, questioning why his existence is so miserable, since Caboose's dancing is so bad, it looks as though it's mimicking a robot.